round two.
Pranking him out.
About 20 minutes later.
What's our name again? What is it?
We don't have one yet. Right now, it's
Struck
yes.
Dumb.
Struck Dumb
Dumb.
Podcast right now. Podcast number 2. We'll probably think of a new name.
You know, something a little more catchy.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, something to bring in the young folk.
How about Dumbstruck?
Shut the fuck
You
up.
know, young
Oh,
folk these
wow.
days. They want the movie, but they want the
Shut the
real
fuck up.
shit. You see?
God, that guy. I got him from GameFAQs, by the way. I figured out where he's from.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I posted that on a forum, and he was like, "I'll watch it." And then I noticed the correlation. You don't understand.
If the audience
you
is
realize-
confused, we're talking about a comment on Vild's first Let's Play. That was pretty funny.
Don't watch it. Okay, so this podcast. In fact, are most of our podcasts gonna be like this? Where we talk about games mainly.
I think
So
we're gonna
feel like
try
we
to make a
need
list.
a.
Well, I don't think we have
A
to be
genre.
a gaming pot. Well, we can do entertainment.
Yes, yeah. I guess, yeah.
We're an entertainment podcast, but
Uh-huh.
we make a list. Is what we try to do. We just put a
Yeah.
quick list together of the things we want to hit in the podcast, and we decided that the first podcast was kind of getting to know us, but this podcast we really wanted to focus on video games because it's kind of the source of the channel. Like we do shorts and stuff too, but what we really started out was just playing video games together, and so yeah, this is unofficially the video game podcast episode.
Woo!
Woo! Where are we
Alright.
starting off, Ben?
I mean, on the list right now, I just threw some titles out there because I know Violet wanted to discuss State of Decay.
Yes.
Jacob might want back.
We're gonna get
Take
to
it away.
we're gonna get some interesting topics, but we can just start with discussing some of our favorite games and what we've been playing recently.
I think only Vaughn and I've played State of Decay, but I'm sure you guys have seen it. You can comment. Sure.
Oh yeah.
State of Decay, for the two of you that are listening, is a game on the Xbox Live Arcade right now. Soon,
Don't be
think.
so generous.
Soon to come to PC, I believe.
It's gonna be one of us listening. Honestly.
Yeah.
It won't even be two.
Yeah.
It'll be one of us.
Yeah.
It'll be Vaughn by the time.
Probably. I'm not editing this. Anyway, State of Decay is a game where it's a zombie apocalypse, which has been done to death by this point. It's like World War II games in like the PS2 era. But,
Ooh,
It's not.
clever.
but, wow. Anyway, but
All right. Well, it's not.
Anyway,
It's not
but-
zombies.
But no, it's zombies. It's zombies.
It's zombies.
State of Decay. It is zombies. I thought that was like.
Yeah.
I thought that.
Yeah.
No, I thought that.
You were like, no, it's not. We
No.
own the game.
You own the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Did you buy it for the?
yeah we both bought it.
Live Arcade.
It's good as hell.
That's what you're talking about. It's awesome.
Oh.
Anyway, it's
Why
a
did I
game.
just get this confused with The Last of Us? This is.
Oh,
awkward.
all right.
You're doing great, champ.
That's kind of.
I think I'm done. I'm done with this one, guys. I'm gonna leave.
Kevin has exited the room. Anyway, State of Decay. It's a game
Is it?
about zombies, but like it's focused more on the survival aspect, which is really cool. And the thing I really
It's new.
like about my brother's about to come down here. The thing I really like about it is like the Let's Play all over again, part 3 all over again. Wait, is it gonna come? This is what happened. This is what happened.
Pull it together.
It's zombies, right? And it's based on the survival aspect, which is really cool because like you go to the town and it's really sweet. 'Cause the first time I got there it was nighttime, you know. There's like zombies walking around and like you just explore shit and it's fun because like you go inside a house and like you don't know what's in there. You just like escape some zombies outside. You finally made it in. It's fucking dark. You can't see anything. Turn your flashlight. Everything's all creepy. You just walk around. You have to like try and find like some materials for like your camp because the whole game you're just trying to grow that out pretty much. There's a story, but
And then if you're a dumbass who decides he's going to play as Maya, very under-leveled Maya, and go fight an infestation and then you die right away, then you have to use your very high-leveled, Sam is his name?
which
Your
one?
main guy?
Main guy, Marcus.
Oh, is it Marcus?
Yeah.
It's Marcus. And then you go and you kill all the zombies in like 3 seconds. You're like, wow, sorry, Maya, just wasted you for no reason. But that's one of the cool things about it is, since it is survival, if you don't survive as one character, you come alive as one of the other friends that you've recruited as like one of the survivors that you've recruited into your like survival clan.
Which
And I
was
guess-
actually an idea that Zombie U on the Wii U tried to do, but I don't think they did it as well. Where you
No.
would die and then your character would become a zombie and you would be spawned into a new character. But with State of Decay, from what I've seen and read about, it looks like it's a lot better where you have a group of friends and you care about them a lot more and you have to strategize because if one character dies, then you might lose your I don't know, your gun person, or I mean, I haven't played.
Yeah, like
So I
each
guess
person
it's-
has like different specifications, and you can like have a special ability or whatever with like each person.
Right.
Or this person can be specialized in edged weapons, somebody else in heavy, somebody else in blunt, and then or they can choose
Smoking
a
blunts.
certain type of gun or firearm, which is pretty cool. And like you can relocate your home base, you can add survivors to your home base, you can upgrade your home base. It's a lot of fun. I feel like there's a few bugs that are like in there. They're easily overlookable though, just because of the fact that it's just so much fun.
And a patch came out recently,
Yeah.
which helps a little bit.
Well, the developers like kind of struggled to get the game really going,
Did they?
but they're trying. Yeah, like they want to do more things with it. Like they want to add co-op, but they aren't sure if they're going to be able to yet. And I think it's just money stuff. They don't know if they're. I mean, it's a really quick selling and high selling game, so I think they're going to be able to do it. But I remember reading about when they showed it off at I think a PAX somewhere. I don't know. I just remember them saying that there was a lot they wanted to do, but they weren't sure they were going to be able to.
I really don't want to leave the first town you're in.
Yeah,
It's-
I haven't relocated. I'm
Yeah.
scared too.
It's just like, it's so well done.
Mhm.
Like the first series.
Yeah.
The first town.
Yeah.
I
I've
just
heard
love it
that.
so much. Like the other town's just not as cool. Like,
Yeah. Also,
leaving
have you gotten to the
such a-
carnival yet?
No.
The fair.
No.
Apparently, that's like one of the best places to go because it's so huge and you can upgrade pretty much like anywhere. And
That's
so
a-
I'm waiting to figure that out.
That's a safe house you can get is the carnival.
It's like a
That's insane.
fairground, and it's just like huge. But like, there's like 3 big ones in there, and the big ones are like huge juggernaut zombies, and
Oh,
they suck balls
yeah,
to
they're
kill.
awful.
And they have I have like 3 of them in the area, and I can't kill them to
Fun to
make
play.
it clear. It sucks. So yeah, State of Decay, awesome. Check it out. It's great. Possible Let's Play.
Indeed. And I was thinking about that.
I get so excited talking about games I want to let's play.
I know,
I
right?
haven't done one yet. I'm pretty nervous for my first let's play.
Oh,
and
it's...
assuming our audience is going to watch me do that, you know, no, they are.
Real quick, I also want to mention Rogue Legacy. It's a new game on Steam. If anyone's watching this, I highly recommend it. It's $15 and super addicting. I've been playing it all day. Not gonna lie. Just a game where it randomly generates a dungeon each time you start, and you just try and make it as far into the dungeon with that character as you can. And losing that character is not a big deal. The whole game, you're basically like a family, and each time you die, you pass on to another member. And each member has their own traits. Like sometimes they're colorblind, so it's like games in black and white. Sometimes they have vertigo games upside down. And like you pick one of 3 members each time you die. They all have their own traits and shit. And then you just try and make it as far into the castle as you can, get more gold to upgrade everything that your future heirs will have until you can finally beat the castle. It's really fun. It's really addicting. Highly recommend it. And then you guys can play it, I'll think.
How much is it again?
15.
15. Okay.
But it's great. It's great. I think they're going to try and shoot for like an arcade release on Xbox or something because it already has the controls mapped out already on
Nice.
the controller, which is really
Hmm.
nice. Take it
Definitely.
away, Ben.
Definitely enjoyable.
Oh, to the list, huh? Well, I think that since people are still trying to get to know us, we could talk about who we are as gamers and some of our favorite games. And we don't have to really get into the actual game itself. We can just talk about maybe games we played as kids and what we play now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
I'm gonna start off because it's really sad and short. Never had really Pokemon and Game Boy Color or anything like that. Never was a big Game Boy person, so I kind of missed that whole Pokemon thing. I had a NES. I had a GameCube. I had a Wii, and then a 360. So I mean, it's a very short list. Yeah, so like I never got to play Kingdom Hearts, Ratchet
Okay.
Clank, any of those things. All like the greats when PS2 was the master of gaming before 360 came. So yeah, I missed out on a lot, but now that I'm in 360, I've gotten super intense into it. And as if you listen to the first podcast, you should know that I'm actually going into game development as a career. So yeah, I've definitely jumped into it in the past
year ago.
couple years.
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
your favorite game?
Recently, game that I love and hard to put down. After I beat it the first time, I immediately started playing again. Didn't even finish the credits. BioShock Infinite. It was incredible. I love the story of all the Bioshocks. 2, not that great. But like I love the stories, the gameplay, everything about them. Like they're a blast. And even though like I already know what happens in the stories, I play them again, and every time like the big reveal happens, I'm still just as blown away. It's a great experience gaming wise. I think it's game of the year, but also I don't have a PS3 to talk about The Last of Us, which I really wish I did because that game looks so intense.
I bought a PS3 because of The Last of Us. I've not started playing it yet. I'm a busy guy. But I figured,
I think this is a good time to segue into what we'd like to call Ben syndrome.
yeah.
Ben,
James.
Ben, talk to us more about Ben syndrome.
James,
I guess I'll
James
just-
syndrome.
I guess we'll just segue straight into my video game history. Definitely had the Nintendo 64 and the Super Nintendo. Wait, Super Nintendo was first, right? Yeah. So I should have started there.
Should have.
Now there's egg on my face. I had a Super Nintendo. Had the Nintendo 64. Went GameCube. Also had a PS2. I had a PS1 also.
So did I.
Played some Game Boy
Never
stuff. I
played.
never liked handheld games as much though. I played Pokemon, but that was about it. And then at first I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna get a 360. I'm gonna get a Wii. I waited outside of a Best Buy with some of my friends for like a midnight release of a shipment of Wiis, and man, I played a couple of games on that system. And
Legend
then
of Zelda, Twilight Princess,
See, I
great
didn't- I
shit.
didn't
That
get
was
that
it.
GameCube.
I basically, the only game I say I enjoyed on the Wii was Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and the fact that it's now acting as like a GameCube. But
Yep.
getting to the syndrome that they discussed, I got an Xbox 360, and I completely became obsessed with achievements. Let me plug my gamer score real quick. If you want to find me, Big Ben 0237. Gamer score is
Big J.
32,445 right now.
Fuck
And the thing is, I'm a completionist, and I also drop a lot of money on games, which means I get stuck with having a ton of great games to play that I never finish because there's so many games rolling in. So, for instance, I'll just be really shameful in a second here. Haven't finished games like Far Cry 3, but I own it. I haven't beaten Bioshock Infinite. I haven't beaten, let's see, there's a lot. Portal 2.
You just finished Red Dead Redemption.
just
like,
finished Red Dead
Maybe a
Redemption.
few weeks ago.
No, it's not that he hasn't beat them and he's close.
I don't start
It's
them.
he's spent like maybe an hour or two on
I get so
them.
freaked out I'm gonna miss an achievement or something. I can't handle it. And I'm proud of my gamer score. I'm glad it's gonna transfer over into next gen, assuming we'll get to next gen.
We'll
But
get there.
for now, yeah, Ben syndrome or James syndrome would be when you buy a ton of new games and can't play all of them, or you become OCD with your games and it just becomes a longer process because you're trying to do everything at once instead of just enjoying the game.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Also, gotta plug my my gamer score, Hakobo89. If you're looking up, I don't know off the top of my head. Alex's Wi-Fi is shit, so I can't look it up on my phone. But I've had an Xbox for 3 years, maybe. Ben's had his since
5 or 6.
5 or 6, and I already have him beat by like a few hundred. So in like half the time, just saying, no big deal. All right, keep going, Ben. Sorry. It's a big battle. It's been going back and forth for the
weird
past
thing
month
is,
or so.
Yeah.
He can beat me in like an hour and a half if he
Right,
just
once I
plays
play
one
a
of his
game.
games for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's afraid.
That's-
Like
I
you
mean,
said,
I,
it's understandable
that's a
thing. 'cause
talent in
Technically,
itself.
He turned me
I
into an
turned
achievement
Jacob
whore.
into this. I take some credit for that gamer
Yeah.
score.
I think I have like 5 or 6 games 100% completed,
Mhm.
and that's all because of you. So thank
Yeah.
you.
And then the weird thing is I don't care about PS3 trophies like at all. I don't really matter. It doesn't matter to me. I don't have a lot of PS3 games, but I got the system when it went on sale as like an Uncharted 3 bundle, and I know there's a lot of exclusives that I missed that I need to go back and play. And one of those exclusives was The Last of Us, and I saw that game, and I knew I had to play it, so I got the PS3 in anticipation for it. And then the game finally came out, and I've been busy, but I've been meaning to start playing it, and I'm very excited for it. And then I don't know about PC gaming. I just got a laptop for college, but it's a MacBook. So everybody who's listening, all of you, 2 of you, are gonna probably bash me for trying to play games on a MacBook, but whatever. Over.
Alright.
What about you, Kev?
Gaming wise, played the Super Nintendo. Zelda Ocarina of Time, best game, no doubt, out of anything for me. And then, moved up the ranks, PS2. And then I got an Xbox 360. I've had that for a really long time. And like the games I like BioShock. I've just started to get into it. I like the BioShock Infinite. I beat BioShock 1, outstanding game, because of Jacob. Jacob's who put me on that.
Best series. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. Far Cry was really good. Skyrim was pretty solid.
Yeah, I haven't beaten that.
That's hard to beat. There's a lot of stuff to do.
I mean, I'm done. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't.
God,
Shit.
his phone's broken. It's fine.
Well, Bob just dropped his phone and broke it. Well, no, it's fine. But I like games like COD, and stuff like that. Like I like the competitive stuff. That's fun. But I really like the games that are story. That is a story that immerses you in a story and has like, a plot line to it, to the point where it's like you get something out of the story that's going through, and you're not just playing for the gameplay. So those are the kind of games I like.
Hold on to that thought, because I want to segue into storytelling in games, but I believe Wild has to tell about his games, right?
Started out Super Nintendo, played the shit up Donkey Kong Country.
Oh,
Good game.
pick.
Great game.
Great game.
Then I got Game Boy, played a bunch of Pokemon, Red and Silver. Generation 3 lost me.
Cool, of course.
N64, I got after a Dreamcast. So I got both at Gesundheit. I got both of those things at like the same time. And then PS2, and then Xbox 360. And best game, Monster Hunter of all time. And that's pretty much all I got. Play games, they're fun. Don't get super into them anymore.
So, we hit a lot of things during that discussion of our favorite games that I wanted to get to on the list, because I feel like more than just talking about our favorite games and getting achievements and stuff, we have a lot of opinions about bigger issues and bigger opinions in the gaming world. And Kevin, and I think Jacob also mentioned storytelling in some of the best games out there. So we'll move on to that, which, like The Last of Us, I really want to play it because it seems like an incredible story, and Naughty Dog's known for kind of making like a movie-type experience in the game. So I'm really excited to play that, and then I know BioShock is known for its storytelling, and I'll let Jacob do a little talking because he wants to go into storytelling in video games, if you recall.
I'm gonna go ahead and start off. Like I've listened to a couple different podcasts and stuff, and talking about like game of the year, like what's gonna win, BioShock or The Last of Us. And I haven't played The Last of Us. Like I've only seen the first 13 minutes. Like that was still like completely like amazing. But I feel like they're almost not even comparable because like the one The Last of Us, it's set up to almost a realistic sense. Like if this infection were to create zombie-like apocalypse, like what would happen? Whereas BioShock Infinite, it's a floating city where you shoot fire from your hands, like that. They don't seem comparable. Like they both have such in-depth, incredible, like twists and turn stories, but like they don't seem something that you can compare. Like you can compare the gameplay with how fun which one was or how irritating this one was, but like they seem like two totally separate like things that you can't even compare it into like one game of the year category.
Yeah.
But like I feel like they're definitely like they're gonna be the top two, and I don't think anything can compete against those two. But like I love storytelling. I love like books and movies. Like they take you somewhere and you're there experiencing it with the characters. But games are the only place where you get to be the character,
Right.
and what happens to the character gets to happen to you. And
I'm going to make a point there because I've always been bothered by anyone who thinks video games are a waste of time or anything like that. It's a huge deal to me because video games are one of the most amazing expressions of any art. The entire game is a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously there's games like COD where, most of it is you're just shooting people. It's like a war simulator. Mm-hmm. But there's still the fact that they had to go in and make the gun look realistic and go in and make the landscape, even that should be appreciated.
Yeah.
And then when a developer makes a game like BioShock and puts so much effort into the world, I don't see how it couldn't be appreciated as a work of art.
Yeah.
And then, especially when video games get blamed, I don't know how controversial we want to go with the whole
violence thing.
Yeah. And how that causes how video games cause gun violence, which is just ridiculous.
There's so many what was it? I was watching this Law and Order episode at my girlfriend's house, and it pissed me off so much. This guy, he was completely mental, and they had a game that was pretty much like a mock off of Grand Theft Auto, and they were saying that the crime he killed somebody on the side of the road, like beat them to death with his own hands and feet, because he thought he was still in the game, and his girlfriend in like the show was like played the game and was obsessed just right there with him, and she said go kill that hooker, and it was just this girl walking on the side of the street, and so like he got like he was like, guilty for it, and like they said he was guilty whatnot, and so they were talking about like how like it was a direct comparison to how like he couldn't tell when he was out of the game because of like the violence and whatnot, and that's just like he's clearly mental, like that's not something you can compare, that like that's such a huge drastic emphasis of violence in video games, and honestly like yes, there's been tragic things that happen, but they're like 1 in a million. They're not things that you hear of like every day. Like I know like that stuff sort of happens every day, but that's not because of video games. Like gangs and stuff like that started happening back in like Western times, even before that. Like Native Americans, like Native Americans, they have different like Native American tribes. Pretty much the same thing as a gang, just less modern.
Video games are just a scapegoat. Just like any other new entertainment, movies were a scapegoat as causing violence, but now people don't even care when like a violent movie gets made.
Yeah, like if I'm like super stressed out, I'll go home and I'll play like an hour or two of COD, and it'll calm me down, and I'll just sit there and I'll be completely relaxed. But it's not because I'm killing people. Like it's not like oh yeah I'm killing people. I'm so relaxed. It's just like it takes me somewhere where I am not currently, and it lets me like be in that place with that like character or with that like experience.
Yeah,
like that's why like since I was into theater so much, I love like storytelling, and I love like what you can do with like a story and an experience, and taking games it's a whole different level, and like that storytelling and it affecting someone on like such a deep level, like BioShock, and I haven't really played any other games that really like were controversial, but like BioShock I feel like deals with things that are
very
not like I don't know if it's like political. I guess it kind of is, but like they have like these topics that are like it shows you like a very extreme point of racism or like religion, like in Infinite, and then like it takes it to the extreme to like show like what could happen if like people act like that in that certain way, and like it's like a statement, and like not only does it take you through the experience of like what the character's going through and like the emotions, but like it's also like in a statement about society in general. Yeah. And like there's so many different things that you can do with games that you can't do with anything movies or books alone. Yeah. So it's
so interactive.
Yeah,
is the thing.
It immerses you completely into the story.
And it's like even games like Journey, which I have also not played that I need to play, but the fact that Journey is so simple and still has such a profound effect on people, it's mind blowing. Really, what games can do. Mm-hmm. And I love finding articles that talk about games and what good games can do. And my girlfriend typically is of the opinion that games aren't really worth it, or like they just shouldn't be considered art. But I always try to find an article that I can show her, and she's like, "You're not gonna play games like when you're older and you're like a dad." And I'm like, "I'll be playing games."
Yeah, I'm never gonna stop. Like, Tan,
like I won't go to an extreme level where I'm like only in my basement, not like going to work to play games, and like I'll monitor what my kid's playing, which is another thing with the game violence. Like parents need to monitor their kids' video games, but I mean, playing games with your kid can be like a great bonding thing, and I don't see myself stopping.
My dad, who's 69 years old, plays COD with me. Like he's like for Father's Day, he's like, hey. You want to play Xbox with me? Like that's what I want for Father's Day. Like he wanted to learn how to play COD, and he's like working on it, like to get better at the controls and everything. So it's like something that we bond through because it's from a common like interest.
Yeah. I have more than 4 friends, believe it or not. And me and Ian, one of my friends, was talking about this, where Jack, another friend. That's 5 if you're counting
What
at home.
a name drop, dude.
Was like, he brings up things like, I'm not going to play video games when I'm older, I'm not going to waste my time. It's like, it's just for fun. Like, fuck, what else am I supposed to do?
I mean, if you're going to watch TV, why would you not
people
play video games?
always are like, dude, I'm watching the game. Like, I can't go up to someone and be like, yeah, I just played 4 hours of Team Fortress 2, but someone like, yeah, I just watched 4 hours of Michael Jordan highlights, which is, I don't think,
But who
watch
does
4 hours of
that?
that. But I'm just saying,
No,
like, they're
there
watching,
probably
like,
is.
sports
Michael
all day or
Jordan.
some shit.
Yeah, but
Then that's perfectly fine. But if I put a video game, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, it's the same thing. If anything, it's more interactive than sitting on your ass and watching sports, which is fine.
you can learn a
Which
lot.
you're
Like,
not
sports.
used- yeah.
video games can teach you things, and like the link between playing a game with your brain and like it can help kids learn. Like I'd have to, if we have a link dump, I'll find the article or something and try to add it in. But I know I've read an article about kids who were just struggling in school and how much video games can help. Like,
read that
even if
for
you
AP
think
Psych
of
last year.
Leapfrog, like think of Leapfrog.
Yeah.
Like that's technically gaming at its core.
Game
And
was
it's
fun
just,
as fuck.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The Leapfrog.
game was dope, dude. That and backyard soccer was like my childhood.
Even games like, I know Assassin's Creed is a twisted look at history, but the fact that they're still talking about historic figures, like, might spark you to be like, oh, I'll go look up what Leonardo da Vinci was
Yeah,
really like. Like, he was one of the best characters in Assassin's
I
Creed.
haven't
Yeah.
played much of Assassin's Creed 3, but the environment in that game is like the whole reason why I bought it. So
Yeah,
like, little
I-
kids could like start getting engrossed in like early American history.
I went to Italy, and it looked like they do their research. Like, the fact that they recreated Italy in that game is incredible.
Going back to the bonding, Kevin and I have talked about this, like, outside of this, but, like, if you think back to, like, the 50s and stuff like that, like, they would go out to diners, they would go out to drive-ins, and they would, like, go have, like, a milkshake somewhere. Like, that's, like, what they
Sounds
would
good.
do in their spare time. And, like, for us, like, it's sad to think that, like, the way we connect is by the internet and by, like, gaming. But, like, even people who say, like, oh, like, why would you do that for, like, so many hours? But the thing is, like, especially with guys, like, if we just go and we're, like, hanging out with somebody at somebody's house, you're either watching TV, you might be, like, playing sports somewhere, or you're most likely playing video games of some sort. And, like, it's a huge bonding thing. Like, not only are you sitting there spending time with somebody, but, like, you're immersed in, like, this game with them, like, whatever it is. And, like, there's so many opportunities for, like, co-op and stuff like that. And, like, it's sad that, like, that's what, like, it's come to. But, like, it works. And that's what works for us at our time, like, in our generation. Like, it is a way to bond. And, like,
Yeah, I read an
I
article.
feel like people don't really, like, see that a lot. They just think of it as a waste of time, like Alex was saying.
I didn't mean to try to interrupt you.
There you go. That's it.
I read an article, because you talked about sports, and then you went to video games, it linked it in my head, about how a dad talked about how he played sports games with his kid, and just like a kid playing, like, maybe MLB, like a baseball game, like, they learn how to actually play. Like, the kids
Yeah.
who played the game actually did better on the team because they know, like, when a good time to do a certain pitches, or when, if they're successful in the game, they're going to go do it outside. And, like,
Yeah.
the fact that as a dad you can bond with your kid over a sports game. I mean, maybe it's raining outside, guys. Come on, you can't always be outside. Like, people
And,
are like, go do something. Like, I'm sorry that it's 9 o'clock. I'm in my basement. I want to play the game.
Yeah.
And same thing with me. Like you mentioned, when like they played a game, they got better at that sport. I fucking suck at basketball, but like I started playing basketball. Basketball.
Say the actual
NBA
name of the
2K13.
game.
There we go.
NBA 2K13.
And started playing that. Still can't play basketball for shit, but like I can actually watch it now and actually enjoy it because I know
What's a pick and
some
roll?
stuff what's going on. Is where they pick and then they roll. But yeah. And F1 2012, good game.
Racing, huh?
So
I'm not a
next-
big racing game guy. But,
It's good. It has a really good career mode.
yeah, I'm sure.
So next on the list, where are we going?
Oh man, I
it
like
time
I
for
like
next gen?
that one. We have others before that, but if you want to get to next gen, we have the whole indie versus AAA title discussion that we talked about, and I put down console wars and PC gaming. I don't know if we actually want to get into that because we're all
We can get into that.
we're all
with next gen.
360. We'll get into that with next gen. Do you want to skip indie games and
We
AAA
can
for now?
just Get on that real fast.
Chipotle.
Yeah, just real quick, like what?
What?
Chipotle?
No, it's a
Oh,
AAA.
When's Chipotle open?
I
Super
like
close.
AAA games, but only some. Like, I do like the idea of indie games being like inexpensive and they're just like, you know, a quick like artistic kind of look at it. But I love the detail and like how in depth AAA games go. Like Assassin's Creed, like Assassin's Creed 3, outstanding. You know, like I finished the game. I'm almost 100% except
Yeah,
for a couple
haven't beat
stupid
that one yet.
stupid achievements like.
Neither have I.
Not killing everyone in a caravan where I don't even kill them and other people kill them. It's I don't know, stupid.
The
But
thing that sucks is like you can't get that same like quality that you're talking about and like detail
You get such
in
a
an
huge
indie game.
development team.
But like like that's the thing. But like with indie games, there's some of them have experiences that you also can't get with AAA because they are so big. So
well,
like,
yeah, exactly.
that's the struggle.
Yeah, I agree. But that's why I like both. But
Yeah.
AAA, I enjoy the how immersed I can get and
Yeah.
how detailed they can
Yeah.
go with a AAA game.
I definitely enjoy AAA better, but going into game development and knowing how difficult the industry is, just like any other type of media industry, I feel like I'm going to be stuck as an indie developer at
For a
some
while,
point,
yeah.
and for a long while. And I feel like I'm just going to be sitting there, like, toting that around.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's,
Do you have any thoughts on that, Vowd? Because we could segue into next gen from indie games.
I like them.
All right, great. Because the PS4 is being huge on indie games about how they are allowing indie developers to develop for their console. Which I mean, just at E3 they talked about some of the indie games that are coming out for PS4. Like they'll be on PC, but only PS4 will have them. I know the new Octodad game that I'm super excited about. I think Transistor is one. I could be wrong. Everyone's gonna yell at me if I am. Everyone
Two
who's
of them.
listening.
Oh yeah.
They got Outlast, which I'm super excited about. The Witness looks amazing. And so I think that I mean, if we get into a big next gen console, which we can do right now, I'm not saying indie game is going to decide it, but it was just a transition. I was really just
Yeah.
using it as a transition, so feel free to jump on that.
Well, here's the thing.
It's the
What do you
smart
guys
ass didn't
feel?
put smash hits in its fucking case. God damn, this some game could scratch this.
Alright.
my bad.
Wow. That's my fault.
Sorry?
But okay, here's the thing. Next gen, what are you guys feeling towards? Because I know, but they don't. So what?
As of now, I'm totally feeling 360 just because
Xbox One.
You
Xbox One. Wow. Yeah, totally. Microsoft. There we go. I have been with 360 for a while, and I just don't want to stray from Microsoft's trend just because they know it works. They're going for it, and yeah, I know that people give them shit at like E3, but at the core of it, they already mastered gaming. That's why the 360 has been so much better than the PS3. They're just trying to like broaden their horizons. Like that's what I saw it as. I was kind of like with like the used games and with like all like
Well, they
the,
reversed it anyway.
whatever was going on with that crap. Like after they changed it, like I was kind of like in hindsight, like it's really not that big of a deal, but also like the whole like everybody giving the crap about like how like at their release thing they were all about TV, but it's like most of the people who have 360s know that they already know games. They're not going to stray from that and be just about TV. So like I feel safe with going next gen and feeling safe with Xbox One.
Right.
The more I read about it, the more I lean towards them. Because originally I was more PS4, and I still don't even know if I'll get either on launch, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm still not sure. I feel like I was leaning PS4 before Xbox One and eventually get them both. But, like I said, I've been reading more about the Xbox One, and really when you read about what they could have done with the whole cloud, the power of the cloud, and what they would have done with their always on, if they had kept their policies of their internet restrictions and their used game restrictions, like they could have made something really cool. But I think it's important that gamers and consumers were able to speak out about it and make a change, because if the entire consumer population isn't ready for it, then they shouldn't force it. Like Microsoft, they have a lot of time still with next gen. I think they say they're trying to have this next generation be like 10 years.
Yeah.
So assuming that they still have the hardware or the software capable of doing everything that they were going to do, if in a few years they're able to better present it to gamers, I think it could work. They didn't really make the right call, just kind of pushing it down our throats with the way they announced it. But I agree with Jacob about they are able to make great games. They do know how to make games. Like, they didn't have a lot of exclusives with the 360, but that doesn't mean that they can't do great. I think, for the most part, multi-platform games were better on the 360. Maybe that's because more of my friends had it, and the live, even though you had to pay for it, was better executed. But I don't know. And Titanfall was cool. Some of their exclusives are looking cool.
I want to know more about Sunset.
I meant to tell you.
Sunset
Overdrive.
Yeah.
I did find a video, like a 48-minute video of the developers answering questions about the game on Twitch that I could show you. I will put it in the link dump, Alex.
Yeah, we can write all that. As soon as I start editing these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go Xbox One, just because one, I don't give two shits about trophies.
That's your whole reason?
No, but one like that, like I don't want to lose. Like when I get an achievement, I'm like, oh yeah, that's awesome. You know, I'm happy about it. Like I work for them.
Yeah.
But I don't care about trophies in the slightest, like, at all. And I would just, like, it's kind of disheartening to, like, lose that aspect.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer, like, if that's where my friends are going, and that's, like...
That's
where
true.
our
You
group
guys are all
goes.
talking about Xbox One. That's making me think I should just get Xbox
Right. And
One.
wherever
One
your
of-
friends are, you don't want to play, like, if all your friends are getting PS4
Mm.
and you're going to get Xbox One, what's the point? Now you can't play with your friends anymore. So,
And one of the things that like I wanted to talk about is like the Kinect. The new Kinect. I know people are like, oh well, like I don't know if I really want to spend $100 extra just for this Kinect thing. But like PS4 even announced that they had a camera thing that they were going to include,
But they
they
cut
took
it
it
for the
out
price,
so that
yeah.
they could beat Microsoft on the price.
I remember that.
And like,
Thinking about it, like when the Wii came out, everybody thought that it was such great hardware. It was like the coolest thing ever, and then everybody bought one, but then it fell to the wayside because developers didn't know how to like establish on it and use it. But like with the new one, they already had like the first Kinect behind their belts, and so with the new one coming out, I feel like since Microsoft is trying to push it so much, that developers now like have a chance to really capitalize on it and make it like a really core, like a big part of the experience. And like I feel like it, like from what like I have seen, like yeah, it's just going to be used like with the interface and everything like that, but it has a potential to be like a very like great
Mhm.
addition to it.
The
And I
fact
feel like
that
it needs to be something that developers don't just throw to the side, just be like, oh yeah, there's the Kinect. Like if they like actually try to like use it, then I feel like it can be like it can change the experience totally.
The fact that they risked including it in the
Yeah.
price means that developers are better able to use it because
Mhm.
they know everybody's going to have it. Like they weren't going to waste time putting Kinect in a game on the 360 because not everybody had a Kinect then. But the fact that every Xbox One owner owns a Kinect, they can use it basically like an extra button.
Yep.
They can use it for just voice stuff, or they're able to completely use it for the whole game.
Mm.
How loud?
Nah, I'm not. Like, it really irritates me that they include the Kinect in like in the price because I don't care about it whatsoever. I don't care how many improvements they make. I just want to play a game with the controller. I don't want to do this. I move my hand. Or like move around. The only thing I've used it for is interface shit, and even then it's somewhat slow. In the videos they showed, it was still scripted.
How come when you come to my house, all you do is say Xbox?
Because it's hilarious. And I'm pretty sure you can power them off. I don't know if that's a rumor or not.
Yeah,
But
You
anyway,
on the new Kinect.
I don't care. Like, even if they implement it in a cool way, I'd just rather play a game with a controller.
Well, I mean, like the thing is, like, yeah, you're still gonna use a controller, but like with a lot of the games, like I know Mass Effect 3 did like a really poor job on it, but like using it to shout out commands or something like that, like some sort of aspect to it that's more than just the controller, like another thing on it, like he said, an extra button.
So
And when the developers figure out how to use that, like that's gonna be something that's gonna set apart like the 360 from the.
I mean,
I can just imagine the people
one
who
from
are
the
like
PS4.
in their apartments
Yeah.
with other people
Even-
around them.
even the-
They're like shouting out commands like, "Kill him!
Flake!"
Kill him!" And then
Like-
people next door are like,
What
"What
the
the
fuck?
hell is that?"
even the
So are you PS4 about?
Right now, but
No, but so
You'll
you're gonna
change.
leave us.
I'm just
you're
gonna wait and see
Yeah,
what I
that's
want.
Well, yeah, that's true. But you're gonna leave us, Fod?
Hmm?
Clearly, he is.
I mean, I have
Outsider.
another point about the Kinect thing. I mean, based on what they've claimed, is that it can like even simple things. I think you would appreciate if it started happening, like the fact that it can tell who's sitting where based on the controllers, so that it'll
And then
map
it can
you.
like turn off your movie if too many people walk in to watch it.
No, I'm saying like if based on how we're
Is this a
sitting.
thing?
Yeah.
Based on how we're sitting now, it would know to put you at the top left of the screen, me in the top right of the screen, or me, I guess I'd be at the bottom. I'm saying it'll position you on the screen if you're playing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Split screen,
Okay.
and then it'll like supposedly it can see your heart rate and your emotions and stuff. Like,
Oh, bull.
Apparently-
That part's not gonna work out as well. Is it?
No.
but if it does, like it'd be you wouldn't even notice it, but it could improve things. It could actually like they could use it in games that require emotional. Like imagine the reveal, the game change and reveal in like a BioShock game, and like it watches your face and all your emotions and everything. Like that could really enhance it. I don't know how to use it. But
Even
I'm
some
saying,
type of like sandbox game, like it can tell like you're completely relaxed. Like in a State of Decay game, you're sitting there running, like going through a house, can tell you're completely relaxed because you haven't been attacked for a while, and out of nowhere they just have some zombie come out
Yeah.
from behind you and attack you,
Ooh.
and like it just scares the shit out of you. Like that's not an experience you're gonna get if you don't have that. Like
I'll think
it'll
about
just have like some random NPC come around and come grab you, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna kill it now.
But that can still all be done with
But
variables.
think about
like,
this.
But I know, but like still, like without the variables, adding that extra connect to it, having even more variables that they can add on to.
I guess.
Think about the Left 4 Dead director who spawns the zombies and everything.
Mhm.
If the director is watching your emotions and stuff, it'll know perfect times to spawn. Think about the AI, how well that could work based on how you're playing. It would be incredible.
He's all assuming this works out though.
I
Yeah,
think,
There was
well,
a
yeah, I'm
game
gonna
vitality
wait, but I
sensor
mean,
that just didn't even come out.
I don't
Announced
know.
it like an
So there's a
E3 or
thing where
2
if they
ago.
see how many people are in the room, like they can turn off a movie, like because too many people are watching that movie.
doesn't make
Why?
any sense.
I'm not sure if they reversed that with the DRM policy, but that was a thing.
Are you just
I'm
saying,
sure it's
like-
something you can turn off though.
No,
Yeah,
it's,
well,
it
why
sounds
is
like
that-
it would
why
just be
would that
like
be a
they're gonna
thing?
pause it because if you're trying to watch a movie and a lot of people are over, maybe it thinks you want to pause it because like
No, it's something.
if I'm watching a movie and my parents came down into the room, like I pause my movie.
It's something to do with piracy. I don't remember what
It doesn't make
it is.
a bunch
but
of
it's
pirates
some-
huddled around a movie.
Yeah,
Some Johnny Depp stuff.
yeah, that's it.
That's so stupid.
It is.
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it could have been reversed. But
They
all the
better.
shit they're talking about, the cloud and all the features they had with that, like the Drivatar and Forza and all that, is that gone now? It got rid of the DRM stuff?
So the power of the cloud is still there. The stuff that's gone is like you can't play games without a disc now because it's disc based still. The stuff with the cloud would have been like your games in the cloud, and if I go over to one of your houses, I can get my game straight from the cloud if I'm logged in without having to bring the disc over.
Which
feel
you can
like-
still
but the-
do with downloadable stuff.
Yeah,
I think.
but the whole actual power of the cloud as far as like AI programming goes, like Titanfall is big on using the cloud to program AI. That's how they mix single player and multiplayer so seamlessly.
And also
Destiny
using
does
the
that
cloud
too.
for hosting so that
Yeah.
it's not relying on players, so
But,
that the game can run better.
I'm almost
Like,
positive
that's still
all
happening.
there. Yeah.
With the PS4, another thing I really like about it is that they bought that technology.
Gaikai?
Yeah, Gaikai.
Streaming. I do
That
like
is
that because
fantastic.
it's a lot more promising for backwards compatibility. Eventually, PS3 titles can be streamed. You might have to buy them again, but at least they're there.
And, like-
Xbox One seems less likely.
I definitely want to switch more towards digital downloads just because, especially in college, going to a fucking game store picking up a game
Uh-huh.
might be a pain in the ass.
Storing
like,
all those games.
PS4, I can download a game, like play it, at least apparently, not very long into actually downloading the game because of that Gaikai shit. Like, I can just stream it and then eventually it'll be downloaded.
When the,
fully.
like
the
the
Xbox
video.
One, sorry
Okay,
for
no,
cutting you
it's-
off. On the Xbox One in the Game Informer edition, there's one of the interviews with like I forget who it was. Well, interview with somebody high up said that you can start downloading the game, or it was installing the game, but like I'm sure it works with downloads just as well. 'Cause
It
it's the
said
same thing. You can
that you
start
can start
playing
playing,
like, and it has like the first like hour and a half, I think, like or something like that. Like the first
It's
whole
basically
chunk
like-
of the game
yeah.
that you can start playing while it's installing or downloading. So that way, like you can already start playing it, and then by the time you get to that point, it'll already be completely downloaded. So it's gonna be the same thing. It's not gonna be streaming, but I mean it'll work out just as well.
Yeah.
But like from what they say at least.
Yeah.
Based on that, we want to do a Let's Play channel. Both consoles promote sharing and streaming your games. So I like that.
Well, I think we should probably wrap up here.
I got so much to talk about.
Do we do? Save it.
I will save it. Luckily, I'm the master of the list, and we can always talk about things in future podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for you watching, thank you.
Yeah, we're signing off.
For watching, you can't watch a podcast. What are you thinking?
Fuck you. They could.
Hmm?
I'm not editing it though. Bye. Didn't stop.
Nope, stop.
Bye.